We have Dr. Ripu Daman-Kaur, sir, who is not less than a Dean of Lloyd Business School, Greater Noida. So yeah, today we are going to ask a very, very good and interesting question to the sir.
I'm very, very glad to have this conversation because I personally feel that today education, technology and career, it is going into a different domain, different transformation, and that has never happened before. So the institution like us, institutions like Business School, Lloyd Business School, we have an added responsibility to address education which meet the challenges that are evolving rapidly into the corporate world. So thank you again. Thank you very much for having me here in this conversation, Faima.
Yeah. So, sir, first very important question I want to ask from the question students' behalf, basically. The students face many problems, or we could say they feel pressure to take decision early for their life. So is it okay for those students to choose their path in that direction?
फाइमा बड़ा relevant question पूछा है जब मैं I travel across country to take sessions with Gen Z, और जब Gen Z से बात करता हूँ तो ये मेरे को फील होता है और अपने एक्सपीरियंस के आधार पर ये मैं रियलाइज करता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को बड़ा जल्दी है अपनी करियर में परफेक्शन पाने की थोड़ा जल्दबाजी रहती है, और वो ऐसा क्यों है क्योंकि वो कंपेयर करते हैं अपने आप को बाकी एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्रोफेशनल्स के साथ. फॉर दोज हु हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ सिंड्रोम, माय सिंसियर एडवाइस, Gen Z, see, your early 20 is not to achieve perfection. Your early 20 is to create and develop yourselves. This is a time when you understand yourself, you recreate yourselves, and you probably find your way. So in our Indian knowledge system, हम बोलते भी है स्वधर्मा, the concept of स्वधर्मा. See, everybody is unique. So in this beginning of career, you need to identify your uniqueness, not the perfection. So while you identify your uniqueness and you build your career according to your uniqueness. So please, it is okay to fail sometime, right? Not to run faster to achieve perfection, rather enjoy your imperfection in your own ways. See, the God has created you unique. Everybody who is watching this podcast, please trust me, there nobody like you. इस ब्रह्मांड में आपके जैसा कोई नहीं है. और जब चूंकि ब्रह्मांड में आपके जैसा कोई नहीं है तो आप अपने आप को किसी दूसरे से कंपैरिजन नहीं कर सकते. Enjoy that uniqueness and build your career accordingly.
Oh, bilkul right, sir. I'm completely agree with you. But sir, you know, in today's Gen Z's generation, students are more into fast forward form. You know, they want shortcut, not hard work. They want everything so fast. So what would be the best advice or skill they should have to grow early in their life?
I think being faster is not a disadvantage. Sometimes we always tell people, Gen Z को बोलते हैं कि बहुत fast नहीं होना है. क्यों नहीं होना है fast? जहाँ fast होने की ज़रूरत है, you have to be fast, but you have to realize one thing. There is a formula of success. It goes by hard work. You can never avoid the importance of hard work. Sometimes it's required to be a little faster. That's okay to be faster. Why? Because sometimes you have to begin the race a little faster than other. And while you begin the race faster than other, you create a competitive advantage. So you have to balance between these two. I will avoid saying this or that. I will say it is about balancing your faster speed and your perspective in long term. So you have to be shortcut oriented at times, but you have to understand the longer vision in life too.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. So, like you have huge experience. You spent more than 24 years in the industry, right? So, I just want to know what differences you have seen according to your experience from previous generation to the upcoming and ongoing Gen Z's generation, because they should also understand, right, what differences and the unique pointers they have, like you experienced.
See, like I said in the beginning, this world has evolved rapidly and it has evolved like never before. 20 years before, the education was different, industries were different, technology were different. Today, education, technology and career are different domain, different perspective. Now, this has not been a change, it has been a transformation. पूरी तरीके से बदल गया है. The kind of education happens, the kind of careers are built, kind of technology we are experiencing every day, that everything has been changed. Now, the question is, are the institutions, business schools ready with those evolving technology, evolving corporate expectations. So we at Lloyd Business School we ensure that we are creating students, leaders who can match with changing aspects of the corporate. Right. We are not only creating them to take decisions, we are not only creating them to serve corporate, we are creating them so that they can lead the world, they can also become a job creator. So that is an added responsibility I said in the beginning कि भाई जिस तरीके से बदलाव हो रहे हैं इंडस्ट्री में तो बिजनेस स्कूल्स उसमें क्या कर रहे हैं. And I am very proud to announce that Lloyd Business School has been leader in this way. We are torch bearer. जो भी इंडस्ट्री में कोई नया बदलाव आता है वो बदलाव हम लेकर के आते हैं. यही नहीं कुछ ऐसी I like to quote it. There are few suggestions. हमारा जो एग्जीक्यूटिव एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम है या हमारे जो प्रोफेसर्स है, we are mentoring industries. We are not only taking good things from the industry, we are also giving some good thing to the industry with the help of mentoring and our education system. So that is how Lloyd Business School is striving to create that excellence in corporate and this business world.
That's really good. But sir, can you highlight any specific case study or any story that you have from the Lloyd Business School with you?
Many. I mean, at Lloyd, we are creating stories.
Yeah.
And the stories in different aspects. If you ask me to tell about the stories, there is a story where students are winning prizes and awards on national platforms like IITs. The student who was struggling, मैं बताना चाहता हूँ जो स्टूडेंट ये बोलते हैं कि हम रिमोट एरिया से आते हैं, इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग हमारी प्रॉब्लम है. द स्टोरी ऑफ अ स्टूडेंट व्हेन ही टुक एडमिशन ही वाज वेरी वेरी कंफ्यूज्ड और आकर के बोलता है, मैं फॉर रीजंस उस बच्चे का नाम नहीं लेना चाहूँगा, और शुरू में आके बोलता है कि सर मेरे से हो नहीं पाएगा क्योंकि क्लास में हर बच्चा इंग्लिश बोल रहा है, मैं इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पा रहा हूँ. बट एज अ टीचर आई कुड रियलाइज हिज लेटेंट पोटेंशियल. बच्चा बोल रहा होता है, उसको तो सब सुनते हैं, लेकिन कुछ क्लास में एक सेक्शन ऐसा भी होता है कि वो बहुत एक्टिवली बोल नहीं रहा, लेकिन उस बच्चे के अंदर पोटेंशियल है. द सेम गाय टुक टाइम. The Lloyd has a mentoring system. The faculty members, the industry people mentored him. Right. The same boy won prize at IIT Delhi for entrepreneurship. I mean, what could be a better story than that of it?
Definitely.
The story from, students are so active in terms of clubs. कुछ भी सोशल एक्टिविटी होती है. पता है एक टाइम था जब हम स्टूडेंट को स्टिमुलेट करते थे कि सोशल कॉज के लिए आओ. आज लॉयड बिजनेस स्कूल में वो कल्चर बिल्ड हो चुका है. स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं और हमको बताते हैं कि सर इनको हमको सपोर्ट करना है, इसको हमको हेल्प करना है. वी आर क्रिएटिंग स्टोरीज एवरी डे एट लॉयड बिजनेस स्कूल.
That's good to know that, and very, very interesting to know about these kind of stories, as Lloyd Business School is genuinely working towards the students' growth. But sir, like Gen Zs are there, but with Gen Zs, there are students also who are slow, right? So what would be the best advice and what you would like to speak about those students?
Slow in terms of learning you're talking about?
Yeah, matlab they are not able to take decisions by their own. They are not aware what exactly they should do in their life. Just wants to do management, and how Lloyd help those students to get a right direction and get successful in life.
Very good question, Faima, because India is not all about metropolitan cities.
Exactly.
Probably India lives in villages far away.
Right.
और ये कोई पता है किसी को अच्छा मैनेजर बनने के लिए, लीडर बनने के लिए ये कोई एलिजिबिलिटी नहीं है कि मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज में अगर कोई पैदा हुआ है, अगर कोई बहुत अच्छा इंग्लिश बोलता है तो वो एक अच्छा लीडर बन सकता है. देयर आर स्टोरीज पीपल कमिंग फ्रॉम फार ऑफ एरियाज. बहुत रिमोट एरिया से आता है, एक्सपोजर नहीं है, बट जिस दिन उस बच्चे ने रियलाइज कर लिया ना अपना पोटेंशियल, वो बच्चा स्टोरी क्रिएट करता है, वो बच्चा हिस्ट्री क्रिएट करता है. और हर साल लॉयड बिजनेस स्कूल में हम इस तरह की स्टोरीज क्रिएट करते हैं. नाउ द एडवाइस फॉर द पीपल हु आर स्लो लर्नर, आई सेड देयर इज नोबडी हु इज स्लो लर्नर. क्योंकि मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं एक ऐसा स्टूडेंट था, व्हेन आई वाज इन स्कूल आई वाज अ वेरी स्लो लर्नर, क्योंकि मेरे को साइंस केमिस्ट्री समझ में नहीं आती थी. आई वाज अ वेरी स्लो लर्नर. व्हेन आई केम टू ह्यूमैनिटीज आई वाज द फास्टेस्ट लर्नर. So how will you title me as a slow learner or a fast learner?
Right.
The educator has to understand that everybody is different, everybody is unique. If somebody is learning mathematics slow, maybe he is learning psychology faster.
Right.
So ये हमारी responsibility है समझना कि उसको title देने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये slow learner है, बल्कि ये जानने की जरूरत है probably this guy is different. This guy has a different uniqueness, different ability. वो आइडेंटिफाई करना है. वही स्वधर्मा की मैं बात कर रहा था. स्वधर्मा में, गीता में भी कहा गया है कि हर व्यक्ति को अपनी यूनिकनेस एंड एबिलिटी को आइडेंटिफाई करके अपने करियर का चुनाव करना चाहिए. आई थिंक वी एजुकेटर्स, we institutions have this added responsibility instead of giving them this title कि slow learner है. मैं इस बात को नहीं मानता. Everybody is a quick learner provided you understand उसको सीखना क्या है.
Exactly, sir. But can you highlight any USPs like Lloyd Business School is providing to that level of support to the students, right? In terms of mentoring program, any USP you want to highlight about Lloyd Business School in terms of support?
Thanks, great question. एक स्टूडेंट जब एडमिशन लेता है ना, तो वो एक स्टूडेंट का डिसीजन नहीं है, पूरी फैमिली का डिसीजन होता है, फैमिली की होप रहती है. तो एक एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन या बिजनेस स्कूल की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है बच्चे को क्या वापस दिया जा रहा है. आई एम वेरी प्राउड टू अनाउंस दैट व्हाट वर वी डूइंग एट लॉयड बिजनेस स्कूल. राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग व्हेन स्टूडेंट कम्स, you said how Lloyd is different. See what others doing, I am not sure about that. What Lloyd does, I will talk about it with the flow of conviction.
Right.
We hold the hand of the students right from the beginning. Whether it is a triple layered mentoring system, we at Lloyd have triple layered mentoring system. Why? Because students are coming from different areas. Somebody is from far off villages, somebody is from psychology background, somebody is from science background. And management education is a holistic and interrelated programs, right? So what they require most, instead of knowledge, knowledge is must, but beside knowledge, every student want a strong hand holding.
Right.
So we at Lloyd have triple layered mentoring system. Every student is mentored by 3 people simultaneously. Student will be mentored by the faculty for academic purposes. Student will be mentored by industry experts for industry and career related issues. And the same student is mentored by his alumni. Now, alumni is the right person, probably the best person to tell what is the right path for him. So when a student is mentored by 3 people simultaneously, his growth is 3x in comparison to other colleges. This is one aspect. There are thousands of things I can talk, like global exposure at Lloyd Business School. We have recently visited Malaysia for an immersion program. And there are so many stories, right? Small stories to quote. There was a birthday while we were flying to Malaysia. We suddenly realized there is a birthday of a student of mine. I came to know. What did we do? We just made an announcement in flight, the student celebrating his birthday, 32,000 of flight. You know what kind of experience this boy has out of his journey. Then we went Malaysia, students exploring industries, acquiring certification courses, understanding culture. When a student comes back, it is not just an immersion program, it is a transformation to his character, value and personality, because his domain of thinking is added now. He realized that he is a better person than before. Now, other things. We at Lloyd have absolutely industry integrated programs. Whether it is business analytics with AI, Lloyd is an authority when it comes to AI. Why am I saying with conviction that Lloyd is an authority in AI? Because our AI program is backed up. Whether it is curriculum or labs are backed up by IBM. Sellable. These are the big companies which are supporting us in curriculum development, in program designing and classroom lecturing. We are backed up by IBM sellable kind of technologies. When the student acquires certification courses or this course from Lloyd Business School, which is co-branded with IBM, I think his employability goes far off. Right. And like we are a center of NISM. Our focus on entrepreneurship, right? Our added emphasis on Indian knowledge system. There are thousands of things. We at Lloyd have taken a place not only to create job seeker, but to job creators too. There are stories, plenty of stories which tell why Lloyd Business School and how Lloyd Business School is giving edge over other institutions here in this part of country.
So, sir, like you mentioned, job. Right, so like today's AI jobs are there. So how Lloyd is preparing a student for that?
For AI
based jobs are there in the market, very advanced. So like fast jobs, right? So what would be the best, things and how you are preparing students? Lloyd is preparing students.
So AI is a next big wave, not next big wave, but it is a present big wave. Everybody is talking about AI and its new normal today.
Right.
One thing I like to tell everybody on air and with conviction. See, in this power-packed time of AI, the competitive advantage is not about knowing AI. It is a reality, it is a normal.
Right.
The advantage is human to become more human. We need people who can be emotional or who can understand emotional, people who can empathize with the problem, and people who can adhere with the ethics. So I always say to the people, that's fine to know AI, you have to know about it because it is a new normal. But besides that, the differentiation and competitive as lies in understanding human emotions. Why am I saying this?
Right.
Tomorrow when you address a problem as a marketer or a business owner, how would you address a problem if you don't empathize with consumer, if you don't empathize with people? So tomorrow's most sought after skill is empathy. If you cannot empathize with the problem, trust me, you cannot create solutions.
Agree, sir. Completely agree with
Ji.
you, because empathy is something that every should have.
True,
Right?
true.
Either we are in the AI world,
Ji, ji,
right?
ji.
So, but sir, can you suggest me or suggest to our students any particular habit or skill they should have in the management field, right, to enter the corporate world? Or you can share your experience as well. What habit you maintain?
Listen, you will keep on listening commentary. People will talk, आज के ज़माने में ये skills, कल के ज़माने में वो skills. लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं ना, वो timeless है. वो timeless है, वो सालों वर्षों पहले भी थी, आज भी और हमेशा रहेंगी. और जो मैं अपनी लाइफ से सीखा हूँ, मैं वो बताना चाहता हूँ. So I Ripudaman God, today I travel across the world for my talks, sessions, universities, industries. I travel like anything. But there is a story behind this. And what is this story? You know, I was born in a very small village. A boy who was not comfortable in English, not even Hindi. In our villages, we used to speak our, regional languages.
Yeah.
So I was struggling to speak both the languages. I was doing my MBA. I still remember. I was a silent boy who was searching his own destination. I was searching my own voice to put. But one thing that changed my life and one thing that can change anybody's life, the two skills I will recommend to everybody. One is continuously keep on breaking your comfort zone. The second skill, be resilient. Two things I will advise everybody. No matter where are you coming from, whether coming from a very, very small town, coming from a very, very humble background, whatever it is, but you have conviction in your life, if you have resilience and you continuously break your comfort zone, there is no height that you cannot achieve. So I continuously kept on breaking my comfort zone. If I don't know English, I will learn English. If I have stage fear, I will speak on stage fear. What will happen? First time when I will speak on stage, I will fumble, I will sweat, people will laugh at me. But what if I ask next time to do this? Will I fumble equally? Will I be sweating the same? Or will people laugh equally on me? No, because I have reinvented myself. So continuously one has to reinvent himself. The world is changing. Today you sleep with one technology, you wake up with another technology. The world is changing very rapidly and fast. What you learn today, it might become irrelevant tomorrow.
Right.
So do you have that resilience to cope with the changing dimensions, aspects, or changing world of the technology? I think the future belongs to you. You create your own future.
Completely agree, sir. Even I will add on one quote I read a few days back, that if you want to get successful, you have to be uncomfortable.
You have to be uncomfortable, and I want to tell to everybody, my dear boys and girls, failure is not opposite of success.
Yes.
We often misunderstood about it. If we fail, it means we are not successful. Trust me, failure is not an opposite of success. Failure is a journey and process of to be successful. This you have to understand. Every success requires a certain amount of failure. If you don't fail, you don't be successful. आज का जो युग है ना, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इंस्टाग्राम पे इंस्टेंट रिजल्ट मिलते हैं और इतनी जल्दी हमारे इमोशंस एंड मूड चेंज होते हैं. अभी हम एक इमोशनल रील को देख रहे हैं तो हमारे अंदर सेंटिमेंट्स हो जाते हैं, देशभक्ति जाग रही है. अगले दिन बड़ी कोई रोमांटिक सी रील आती है तो रोमांटिक फीलिंग्स आना शुरू हो जाती हैं. तो इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन का युग है. एंड every student must know there is a real life and there is a real life. The real life is different. Early you understand real life, the better are the chances of growing more into the career. Instagram ठीक है एक सच्चाई है, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि आप उससे दूर जाए, but there is a world beyond a reel. रील के बाद भी एक दुनिया है, उसको समझने की जरूरत है. रील के बाद की दुनिया क्या है? क्योंकि जब आप इंटरव्यू फेस करने जाते हो, आपको अपने आप को प्रेजेंट करना है, आपको अपने आप को समझना है. मैं यहाँ पर रेफरेंसेस देना चाहूंगा और हर स्टूडेंट को समझने की जरूरत है. आपको पता है, आपके किसी भी इंटरव्यू में सिलेक्शन या रिजेक्शन का 80% डिसीजन शुरू के 10 सेकंड में हो जाता है. आपने एक शब्द बोला नहीं है, आपको देख करके, आपके the way you walk, the way you smile, the way you approach the chair, everything has contributed to the decisions. That is the real life. Are you creating yourself to that environment that is beyond your real life? I think student has to think about that real life which is waiting for them beyond those real life, because हमको immediate चाहिए होता है, immediate answer चाहिए, immediate हमको वो gratification चाहिए होता है. That's a big problem, I'm telling you. My dear, my loving Gen Z, please come out from this silos. हम उसका victim होते चले जा रहे हैं. Real life का exposition होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. This is a very very sincere advice to all of you. Student और youth से जब मैं मिलता हूँ तो मेरे को ये लगता है कि majority of the youth is looking to create his own startup. यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा मैं cautiously student को advise करना चाहता हूँ. We always want मेक इन इंडिया, गवर्नमेंट का भी फोकस है, गवर्नमेंट का भी 2047 का वो विजन है. लॉयड बिजनेस स्कूल के विजन में भी है कि वी वांट टू क्रिएट अ जॉब क्रिएटर्स, नॉट ओनली द जॉब सीकर. बट देयर इज अ कॉशियस डिसीजन दैट एवरीबॉडी हैज टू टेक. वन हैज टू अंडरस्टैंड हिज ओन मैटर. एम आई विलिंग टू टेक दैट रिस्क? हैव आई गॉट दैट एनफ नॉलेज? और इज द इकोसिस्टम सपोर्टिंग मी? ये कुछ बेसिक क्वेश्चंस हैं जो स्टूडेंट को बहुत केयरफुली एग्जामिन करने पड़ेंगे. There are few case studies. I mean, there are successful ventures, there are successful startups that have been created from Lloyd Business School, but there are stories too. Sometimes student thinks of creating his own startup because the startup world looks fancy. बड़ा fancy है कि अपना ऑफिस होगा, अपनी गाड़ी होगा, अपना स्टार्टअप होगा. क्योंकि आजकल लोग बोल भी रहे कि Gen Z को किसी के अंडर में काम करना पसंद नहीं है, और आप सिर्फ स्टार्टअप इसलिए बनाना चाह रहे हो क्योंकि आपको किसी के अंडर में काम करना पसंद नहीं है. आई थिंक दैट्स अ रॉन्ग पर्सपेक्टिव, रॉन्ग आइडिया. क्योंकि आपको कंडीशंस में तो काम करना पड़ेगा, आपको अपने विजन के अंडर में काम करना पड़ेगा, आपको अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंडर में काम करना पड़ेगा. आप सिर्फ फ्रीडम के लिए स्टार्टअप्स पे आना चाहते हो, आई थिंक दैट्स नॉट अ राइट आइडिया.
सो लाइक PGDM is more practical, right? So how Lloyd Business School is providing that practical exposure to the students?
Wow, very good question, important question, because we have been talking about it कि PGDM में बहुत exposure होता है, student जो सीख रहा होता है वो industry के लिए तैयार हो रहा होता है.
Right.
तो I'll tell this with few examples. Like I'm a professor of marketing also.
Right.
और जब मैं marketing पढ़ा रहा होता हूँ तो we teach concepts in classrooms. But how these concepts are applied, this can be learned into the corporate only. Right. So recently I took my students to DLF Mall of India, where I gave them a live project. Okay. They have to learn consumer behavior at mall only. Okay. Whether consumer are buying impulsive or they are buying with the planned decisions. How much time a consumer is taking in a shopping mall, all these critical decisions while he is taking a decisions, how much time he takes to decide whether to buy this brand or that brand, how consumer is paying while he buying a product. These small things, isn't it? You can be teaching, you can be giving notes to all these things. But if a student is not taught all these things by taking into the real problem areas, I think learning is not complete. The same goes with every discipline, like HR people. They are going into the industries. How motivation is playing a key role. They are working on appraisal system. The finance people, with the help of NISM, they are creating systems that are training people how to make safe and investment decisions. So all functional areas at Lloyd Business Schools are taught with the collaboration of industry. You talk about exposure at Lloyd Business School, right? So exposure is Lloyd Business School is taken in many ways. Right from the beginning, students are taken into the industry visits. So they, while visiting industries, they learn how corporate actually work. Then we are inviting experts from the industries. They come and they tell what are the best practices that are happening into the industry, and students accordingly prepare themselves. Then there are live projects like I just talked about. Every student has to undergo live projects at Lloyd Business School. Whether he is of entrepreneurship student, or he is of AI student or marketing student, they have to complete live projects. Our pedagogy, that is based on case basis. And we are not picking older cases like we used to talk in our time, Bazaar, Chetak case studies. They were relevant at that time. But today, the cases that are important, we talk about postmodern marketing. The cases are being discussed in classroom on postmodern marketing. How a reel created an impact onto the performance of an organization. How these, as I said, student does not have time to watch long advertisement. He wants probably 2-3 seconds of click, and that goes in the mind of customer. How are we preparing our students to create that impact in few shorter period of time? So all these things are happening at classrooms. As I said, we teach student concepts into the classrooms, but how these concepts are implemented, for that we take students into the industry, whether it is in form of industry visits, live projects, expert talks, or it is summer internship projects, or students are taken into the special projects, or it is to the dissertation projects. Students are taken nationally and internationally. As I said, students are having national exposure, students are having international exposure also. Immersion program is one, other than our students are participating in different forum internationally. So there is a huge transformation when a student comes and a student goes after these 2 years. You will find there is a huge transformation. Now students is socially responsible, corporate ready, and filled with values and character.
Good to know that, sir. Like one more thing that is coming in my mind after listening your answer, that PGDM is practical, right? You explain the exposure as well, but still students, especially the Gen Zs, have that mentality or that thought in their head कि PGDM डिप्लोमा ही है. So आप उस पे क्या बोलना चाहेंगे?
पहले तो ये जो हम टैग लगाते हैं ना जेन जी, मैं उस पर बोलना चाहूँगा यार. बहुत सारे कॉन्वर्सेशन में मैं देखता हूँ कि जेन जी ऐसा है, जेन जी वैसा है. आई एम एन एडवोकेट ऑफ जेन जी, ट्रस्ट मी. व्हाई डू आई से? बिकॉज मेरा आजकल इंटरेक्शन जेन जी से ज़्यादा होता है, और जब उनसे इंटरेक्ट करता हूँ तो मुझे पता है क्या लगता है. जेन जी इज क्लियर. जेन जी डजंट वांट टू गिव अ शिट टू द थिंग्स ही डजंट वांट.
Right.
I think Gen Z is more clear than any generation was ever.
Right.
So they are clear. They want to do what they want to do. They just are not paying attention in the name of what you call unnecessary respect.
Right.
I think the time has gone where people are given unnecessary pressure.
Right.
Gen Z don't have to change according to us. We have to change according to Gen Z. That's the reality. That's the future. We all have to understand and accept it. Now coming to it, you said diploma and degree thing. I think one fact, while you are being recruited in a corporate doesn't see whether it is a diploma and degree. They give anything to you, this piece of paper. They give everything, what story you carry with you. What is your passion, what is your potential, what is your skill, what is your attitude. They talk about it. And anywhere where you create that skills, that attitude, that learning, that resilience, I think you go for the industries. So it is not about degrees and diploma, it is about that stories, that skills. And PGDM courses are, I'm talking about Lloyd Business School. We are very, very particular that the student get those skills that are required for the industries. Student get that exposure, a student get that attitude, because tomorrow he will not be hired for this piece of paper. He'll be hired for that candidacy, for that attitude, that skills, that knowledge, and that story at large.
Good to know that, sir. One more clarity I got today. So, sir, like top recruiters want top skills, right? So, what would be those skills that recruiters want today, and how Lloyd is supporting?
Faimaji, I think it is a myth. I mean, we are overheard about it. That recruiters want this skill, that skill, all these things. You know what? The big companies are there to train you on skills.
Yeah.
They want basic things. They want basic things like, do you have that attitude? Do you have that resilience? Do you have that understanding to change yourself according to the changes?
Right.
If you have that, I think companies are looking forward for you. what actually we do, we talk about big things and we sacrifice the basic things. This is happening, unfortunately. I will advise, and we take very good care of it at Lloyd Business School. We make the foundation clear first. We make students stronger in terms of basics, in terms of attitude. And once your attitude is positive, I think a skill can be learned.
I agree, sir. I agree completely.
This is a one-liner. I mean, attitude is must, skill can be learned.
That's really good to know, sir.
Ji.
So I have already taken a lot of knowledge from you, and I guess students are getting a lot of clarification on very, very important pointers. So last question I would like to
Ji.
ask, ki, according to you, like between we can say specialization versus versatility, what matters the most to you?
I think again, very trending things and a lot of discussion and debates, whether students think of being super specialized
Yeah.
or they should go for versatility.
Yes.
I will say it is not either or. It is about balancing both things.
Right.
You need a specialization because your specialization will give you identity. वो
Right.
आपको पहचान देगा.
Right.
This will give you a place. Your specialization will give you a place.
Right.
But versatility is need to, remain irreplaceable. जो आपको place आपके specialization की वजह से मिला है, you will become impossible to replace because of your versatility. I think it is a balance. You have to be strong in one domain, not only specialization, but super specialization I will talk about. We call it T skill. T skill is what? You are specialized in one domain, but you have fair understanding about other domain, because management education is multidisciplinary. A marketing student has to understand HR skills, because HR will not come. A marketing leader has to lead the team. Every time HR will not come to motivate, HR will not come to guide, HR will not come to train. The marketing head has to handle the HR aspects. Nothing, not to forget about AI. Every domain, whether it is HR, marketing, finance, has to have the basic understanding of AI. So I think it is both balancing your super specialty and having strong versatility. I think this world waits for the people have this combination. Usually student ask this question, sir, highest कितना है, average कितना है, कौन सी companies हैं? Very dear question to student. I take apologies to tell this question. I mean, this should not be your first question. Your first question should be, how will I be eligible to be recruited into the best of the companies? If you get answer of this question, I think your second question becomes very, very important, and that gives you answer too. But as you asked me who are the top recruiters at Lloyd Business School,
Right.
I think the list of top recruiters change every year. As the dynamics of the corporate changes every year, the list of top recruiters change every year. In past, we had Capgemini, we had Coca-Cola, we had Choice Group. This year, we had HCL, we had Kotak Mahindra Bank, we have NBFCs, we have Nykaa. These are the big names that are coming every year. So we are not an institution who keeps companies, poster companies, and we use those poster companies every year. No, our poster changes every year because the corporate needs change every year. Sometimes we find a lot of requirement in NBFC, sometimes we find in technology, sometimes we find in FMCG. So based on the paradigm into the industry, list of companies keep on changing. One thing we can assure you, at Lloyd Business School, we can assure you a quality placement and quality life at large, because your first placement is not the objective of your PGDM course. How much advantage you take throughout your journey is actually the objective of your PGDM course. With this, thank you so much. God bless you.
This much of clarification to give your precious time to us. So yeah, we will come back again with new person with a lot of new knowledge for you.